We got Cody in here.
I'm a couple minutes late, but what's up?
How's it going, Cody?
It's going awesome, man. I'm still sticking to my plan. I'm dollar cost averaging, and I'm just racking up my money and working.
All right. Well, welcome in. We are live. We got people coming in on TikTok and all the various areas. So if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Get some shares going. Really appreciate it. We do crypto morning chat every Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, as well as what's in your portfolio every Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And we do a Wednesday night live as well, once a week for you guys. Lots of great things coming in. Shout out to Phoenix. Good morning to you guys. Got a few things to talk about today.
I want to, I do want to mention. There was a guy on Reddit. He's actually a very popular user. He predicted the Terra Luna crash perfectly. Like he predicted it perfectly. And I'm not saying he's gonna be 100% right, and I'm not saying he has a crystal ball. I'm just saying that he predicted the Luna crash perfectly, and he said his short position. He says Bitcoin is going to 16,000. He said that there's a lot of hype in the market. There's a lot of false hype. There's a lot of manipulation. It kind of broke off correlation with the stock market. So pretty much we have some people putting in shorts and we have some people getting bearish. A lot of people are predicting that we're going back to 16,000, 16 to 20,000.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll get into that. Let me finish the
Oh, I'm sorry.
introduction here. As you guys are joining, this is open forum here. So if you guys have any questions, put them up on TikTok, or if you'd like to join us live, the link to join us live will be in on the chat on YouTube and Twitch. So you can join us there and share your opinions live if you so desire. If you want a more personal question, certainly go visit our Facebook page and you can direct message us there, or on the Instagram page and direct message us there for a little bit more privacy. And we can help answer some of your questions. As well as, of course, if you'd like to know where our YouTube channel is, because that's where all the live replays are, it is Simply Investing 6638. And a link is in my TikTok bio, as well as the link for our Patreon, which you get exclusive videos and in-depth dives on cryptos and things like that. We have one that just went live on Patreon today, and we have another one going tomorrow, and they will come up on YouTube. You just got to wait a week or two for those to come out to YouTube for you guys. So, but with that said, before we go get into some deep diving into some of the things going on in the market, let's just see where everything's at. It's kind of a little topsy-turvy this morning. A lot of crypto starting off in the red, but we have Bitcoin still over 30,000, pretty flat on the day, but still up 15% on the week. We got Ethereum also flat, still in the 1900 range, 10% up on the week. We got XRP down 1% at 48 cents and down 1% for the week. We have, of course, Cardano up 11% on the week, down 1.5% again. We have Solana still kind of holding the $17 range, up 9%. We have Litecoin up 16% on the week, up almost 2% on the day, almost breaking that $90 range. We got Polkadot up almost 1.5%, but up 15% on the week here. And of course, we got Cosmos as well, up 11% on the week, but down almost 1.5%, hovering at 949. Shout out to you, Logan. Glad to have you in here. Welcome back, buddy. Glad to have your support every day. And we have Hedera up 13% and still down about 2.5%, a little over 2.5%. And of course, we have Quant up 7.5%, holding at the 107 range, up
Oh, it's holding.
about 1% on the day. And shout out to Logan. You have a great day too, buddy. We're going to get this day started here. And as Cody was saying, there's a guy that predicted the Terra Luna collapse perfectly, and is predicting a Bitcoin down to 16,000, which it very well could be. What we're seeing a lot right now is the euphoria of all the companies is trying to issue ETFs, and they are buying, and we have a lot of hedge funds and institutions grabbing up some Bitcoin as well.
It's similar to the bank crashing hype. It's just the ETF hype. It's a sell the news event. We're seeing it with Bitcoin kind of rejecting 31. We hit 31 and we rejected it. And we're seeing
Hmm.
that, and it's just false hype. At least I predict that. I could be very wrong, but I just see this as a false hype, and I see this as manipulation. We're going to go back down. There's plenty of downside left, in my opinion. I'm not saying that, I'm a perma bear. No, I'm a perma bull, actually. But short term, I'm very bearish.
And as of right now, the crypto greed is sitting at 55. Yesterday it was 64.
When we at like 70 the other day or something?
Yeah, like 2 days ago we were at 70, which was crazy. So that means there was a lot of euphoria and hype, and it was building up. But now I think that has cooled off, and we're going to start seeing downward momentum on all the stocks. Shout out to Crypto Mike. Welcome back. Good morning to you too, buddy. Really appreciate your support there. And I think we're on a downward turn, but I'm not expecting anything more than a 10 to 15% drop and correction in prices. I can't see a 16,000 Bitcoin right away, but
Not
let's
right
take.
away, no. I see it kind of later this year before the halving. We have to, I know we have to have some type of downside before we go bullish. We have to have some type of downtrend because the downtrend is what's going to bring the money in too.
Exactly, and that's what's going to bring a lot of smart retail investors in, as well as like BlackRock hedge funds. They're going to start buying more when it gets down
You
to
know
that.
how much money would be flowing in Bitcoin if we went to 16,000? People would remember the FTX crash and how it went to 30. People would be buying. A lot of people would be dipping their chips and a lot of people would be excited for a 15, 16K Bitcoin. And I think that would cause euphoria in itself. I think that red would almost like be a green feeling, like, oh, Bitcoin's cheap. At least for a lot of people like me and you who are serious about the market.
Yeah, just give me a second, guys. I'm answering people because I am on my work phone, so I do have a moving company that I do run. So I'm just answering some quick questions here. So, and usually my Mondays are pretty busy, so we're going to try to get all the information we can in a hardcore session here. But let's take a look at the day chart here for Bitcoin. I want to see where is that. I think this is right here, the FTX debacle. It dropped right there to about high 15,000 range. So we would need some type of event, but that could happen in October. That dropped down to 15,000, the 16,000, 15,000 range when
SPX trial.
SBF goes to trial. Um, and I know there's a lot of negative press around it right now because it's people feel like they're dropping the charges, but they're not. They're just dropping the less serious charges that they can't stick, but they're keeping the ones that they know can stick. And I think the writing's on the wall for the guy.
I think he's going to be facing not only serious time, but probably life in there. I think
He could very well. He,
$46 billion, that's not something to play with. That's people's lives.
yes, and the
That
fact that
is
a lot of
people's
it's still missing.
lives.
Hmm. He screwed over a lot of people. But what's crazy is that um, Andre Jack, Meet Kevin, and Graham Stephan or Stephen Graham or what I forget his name, but shout out to them. But they are in a lawsuit right now with that, I guess, with the trustee trying to claw back that money. And I think about $800 million of payouts.
I think they're all friends. Andre Jit, Grant Stephan, I think Meet Kevin, they're all friends, guarantee it. They're all like in a kind of a group.
Exactly. And they all had the same agent too, for their sponsors, but they had a whole channel revolving around it, and they just, as soon as FTX happened, they just wiped that channel clean. So it doesn't look like they're going to win that lawsuit anytime
No.
soon.
I just want to see SBF like I know he's gonna freak out because he's kind of like he's acting like it's gonna go smooth somehow. I guess that's how he's acting, but he's acting like there's gonna be some type of like way for him to walk or something.
Yeah, I just don't think the realization of how serious everything is has really hit him yet. It'll hit him when they put him in prison while they wait for his trial,
And it'll hit him when the judge is going hard on him.
or when the sentencing happens. That's when we'll probably see.
I think
Um,
he's got some like mental blockage because he did do a lot of drugs. And when you do a lot of drugs like that, I think your source of empathy and humiliation just goes out the window.
yeah, and that could happen too. Oh, let me see here.
Because they're bragging about doing methamphetamine while trading billions of dollars. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, as well as many other various hardcore drugs. But enough about FTX. We really don't have any other news about them. I'm sure more will come out as we go with as we keep rolling out with as more news keeps rolling out with it. Shout out to Calixtu. Welcome in. Good morning to you too, buddy. Glad that you're trying to build that bag daily. And shout out to Crypto Mike. They're reopening FTX 2.0 in Q4, I believe. Yes, the American division, in order to recoup losses, because there is an actual business there that can be utilized. So what the court appointed trustee will do is try to reopen the business and use profits to recover losses for past clients. But I don't think they'll have the same success as I think the mass of people have just an overwhelming distrust of the company.
No, FTX 2.0 will not be a hit, like,
But
regardless.
it will still be around.
It'll still be around, but I just don't see it as being a hit. Or what if the SEC what if the SEC planned this all? And this could be a reach, and you can call me stupid if you want, but what if the FTX planned this to where, SBF did his dirty work, blah blah blah. They revamped FTX 2.0, and they try to make FTX 2.0 kind of like Prometheum, kind of like a registered exchange, and
Hmm.
and they sell all the crypto securities on FTX 2.0, and it's controlled by the SEC and Gary Gensler. I'm sure that's probably what's going to happen.
I mean, it could, but I don't see Gary Gensler staying in the SEC for long, especially after
Yeah.
all the debauchery that he's caused.
He can't just hide all of his meetings with SBF. Like they're gonna talk about that in court. They're going to, guaranteed, 100%. I'll put money on it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Um, but anyway, let's get to one of the main topics of there. Enough about FTS and our SBF and FTX and our rant about them. But we're talking about Dot here because there's some interesting things coming up with Dot. I know Cody's been doing a little bit of
Polka Dot
research on it.
Decoded is coming up, and I got my ticket for the virtual. Anybody who sees it virtually or in person gets an attendance NFT for Polka Dot. And not only that, there's going to be a bunch of important speakers. Gavin Wood actually isn't there this year, or he's not on the guest list. But last year he was at Polka Dot Decoded. I don't think
Mhm.
he's at this one, but there's like tons of speakers for this year's Decoded, and it's going to be the biggest one. They're saying this is going to be their biggest flagship event. And Polkadot Decoded, basically what it does is it's a live event that breaks down Polkadot. It's a bunch of networking opportunities. It's a bunch of developers just showing off their technology and what they built for Polkadot. And people just get together and they talk about ideas. Like, there's a Polkadot event app to where you can network with a lot of the speakers there. You can actually contact them and you can actually see who's online. Like, it's really cool. And I just see Polkadot doing big things. Not a lot of cryptos are doing what Polkadot's doing, especially with Kilt and their digital identity. We got Deloitte. I mean, it's just gonna be a good play for the long term.
Exactly. I feel the same sentiment. There's a lot of movement behind Polkadot that's happening. Still a lot of developer activity. Still a lot of great things going on. And yeah, I'm about to sign up for that uh, Polkadot Decoded event too. You
You'll get
can
a cool ass
register.
NFT.
Let me just share a tab here. You can go to their website, polkadot.network, and go right here where it says join Polkadot Decoded 2023, register now. And you can register for that live event and also get your NFT. So you can see here.
It may or may not be worth something one day. If Polkadot goes to the moon, why wouldn't it be worth something?
Hmm. And like I said, you can get the virtual ticket for free. Get a get that NFT. Get all the access to all the live stream events. Or if you'd like to get the hybrid ticket for looks like 99 euros.
I'm pretty sure 30,000 to 50,000 people are going to be viewing this
Oh
around it.
yeah, maybe
30 to
maybe more.
50,000. That's just what I heard though.
But anyway, let's go to dot here. Let's go look at dot here on the 30-minute chart. Or actually, let's just try the 1 hour chart. You make it a little cleaner looking. But it's just been on the rise lately, ever since we had that nice dip in the beginning, and it's just been on a rise. So if this is the case where it's fighting back up, we should see $6 soon.
That would be
Before
crazy. I'm
now.
still trying to buy 1,000 polka dot though. I'm getting close.
Yeah, I think I am over 1,000, but I we still see a nice drop in the we're still going to see a nice drop in the price. So you guys can definitely come back in and dollar cost average some more to get in. Shout out to Bud267. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Unfortunately, other than that, other than the decoded event, which we'll kind of talk about too, that is the 28th, as luckily on a Wednesday. So we might have that really be our live for Wednesday for you guys. But there's not too much other than that. It's a lot of excitement going around it. Looks like we're going to see some great gains off it as there's more implementation being added to it. They're definitely following their white paper. I think the move with Gavin stepping down as CEO and going to the developer side was a good decision because you need someone with a little bit more experience in running a company.
Not only that, it'll look good in the eyes of the SEC too.
Yes, that will also look good because he was a young guy. Doesn't necessarily have a lot of the management and people skills necessary that only life experience can teach you to help find and acquire a talent. But you're looking here so far for the speakers for this event. You got some good speakers and everything too for it. So I definitely see this place see Polka Dot being a mainstay. It's definitely going to do well in this next bull run, and it's going to do amazing in the coming years. So we might be looking back at this saying, "Man, we should have gotten Polka Dot when we had the chance."
Oh yeah, because there's always room to buy more. Always.
Hmm. And if we go look at Coin Market Cap, it's on 1.5 million watch list, and it's got almost 48,000 followers. Which actually I wasn't part of following, so I'm gonna make sure I do that. Get that on my watch list there. So we're definitely seeing some positive momentum. Like people are still talking about it, and the great thing is that we really not have not slipped below. If we look at the all below the initial coin offering, which was 289, so we're still 2x that. So we're sitting in a pretty good position for really really good growth on it. So other than that, the other thing, its competitor, I don't know if it's really a direct competitor, but they're kind of doing the same thing. Is Atom? Atom's kind of been going a little sluggish lately. Let me pull up Atom over here. So I don't think it has as much activity as Polkadot does, but
No, it doesn't. And the dev activity is less. But I'm not trashing Adam. I'm just saying I've been holding Adam for 2 years. I've been heavily involved, at least in the consumer side of Cosmos, as in seeing what's going on, seeing what people are talking about. And Polkadot just has it down. And as far as like the blue chip authenticity, I'm not saying Cosmos is a scam, but the SEC hit Cosmos for a reason because one, Binance has a lot to do with the Cosmos chain. Binance was using it a lot. Number two, there are some scams on Cosmos. Not saying Cosmos is a scam, but you have that with really any blockchain.
yeah,
And three,
yep,
and three, The sentiment, overall sentiment, especially after the SEC has dropped for Cosmos. I mean, we have the social activity dropped a little bit. Long term, it could definitely go back to all time highs. I'm kind of trading some of my atom for quant because I see more money to be made with quant, and I want to strip down my portfolio just slightly. But I mean, I'm not completely selling it. But yeah, that's my take on atom right now.
Exactly. Well, my take is very similar. I'm not really adding to Atom. I added a little bit a couple weeks ago, but that's really it. My I'm kind of leaning my focus away, putting my focus on Dot right now, especially since I'm going to try and get Dot at least as big as my quant holding, which would mean a lot of Dot. Um, it's just that right now I'm just kind of, because I stake them both. I'm not really building those two as much because they're at the point to where they're gonna just slowly build themselves with staking. I'm just kind of waiting for that, for the next bull run, to see if I can just take some profits and exit out. So right now my I think my dollar average for Atom is like 1071, but my Polkadot average buy-in is like 580 something. So I'm a little bit more focused on Dot right now. Other than that, I'm just like you, focused on really quant and Chainlink, and really thinking about where to put stuff. And then long term, we're going to dollar cost average in, of course, into Bitcoin and Ethereum
Oh
along,
yeah, we got
especially if Bitcoin goes down to 16,000 or even under 20,000. I would definitely start dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin again. So, but with that said, I don't really have too much to talk about. Other than I like Adam for the next bull run, but probably after next bull run, I'm probably not going to be in Adam. That may be a mistake, may not be. I don't know. But
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I've lost confidence in Cosmos a little bit, just seeing how the social aspect of it, and just seeing what people are talking about in Cosmos. I was in a Cosmos airdrop chat for a while, and I didn't like some of the things I was seeing in that either. And not only that, notice how Polkadot doesn't have airdrops, and that's another reason why the SEC was going after Cosmos too, because Cosmos was really focused around airdrops, and a lot of the airdrops was either dust or scam. The only good airdrop from Cosmos that I really saw was Arbitrum,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a couple others like Evmos. Evmos and Arbitrum were successful. The other ones I just didn't really care for. Like Cosmos has the coin called Huahua as their meme coin, which is like the Chihuahua coin, which is
Mm-hmm.
their version of Dogecoin and stuff. But I don't know. I just don't see too much from the Cosmos ecosystem that I'm like really nuts over. I mean, it has IBC, it has good tech around it, but I'd rather be involved. I'd rather be more interested in like Polkadot and what they got going
Mm-hmm.
on, and how they can enhance parachange, because parachange is such a good technology. And the barrier to entry just needs to be there. Like it needs to be more affordable a little bit. But I think that's going to be changing with Polkadot.
Yeah, and that could change down the road too. The only thing that's really holding me steady in Cosmos is that right now on my DeFi wallet, I'm getting 25% roughly on my staking rewards. So that's why it's still, to me, it's like every $100 you put in, you're getting $25 back for the year. It kind of makes sense to do it and then just lock it up. So it's probably still going to be in my wallet, but we'll have to see after this next bull run in the next 2 years to see where we're headed. But what helps Cosmos's case against SEC is that excuse me, is that the SEC doesn't has made some bad calls and has is losing favor, so they have a good chance to win their case against it. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Welcome back in. Glad to see you in here, buddy. Yeah, people buy Cosmos to stake it. End of story. Yes, there's a lot of people that just hold it just to stake it. I can't argue with that. And I'm one of those people too. I just hold it just to stake it. So, and that's probably the reason why the Cosmo price stays pretty consistent because everybody's just staking and waiting for those gains to come during the bull run. But that's about it. All I have on Atom. The price chart looks very similar to Dot, but looks like we're climbing back up. We probably should see $10, $11 before we hit another drop again. But we may not get that 10 to 15, 20% drop until maybe until after the summer, around September, before October. Depends on what's going on in the crypto world. I think
Yeah.
every company that's getting washed out has been washed out by now. So
Our macro isn't good either. We have a lot of people that are like just barely making it, or people just barely making ends meet. And we have a lot of the unemployment, like we talked about yesterday, it's actually
mhm.
going down. It seems like the only people that are not working is like either, children, or like even a lot of older people are going back to work. But talked about macro yesterday. The macro is not that great. A lot of people are struggling, and that's not to talk down on those people, but it's just it's reality. A lot of people are struggling right now.
Yes, and unfortunately, that's gonna affect the overall economy. But it's also I've been noticing a lot of young people lately are struggling due to, and a lot of it is due to poor decisions. I don't know why, if you were making an extra $1,200, $2,000 during the lockdowns and COVID, you would not just either invest it or just save that money. But I'm starting to see once again, like Hellcats, Dodge Chargers,
Yeah,
Challengers,
I don't like the
Mustangs coming
Hellcats
through.
because the demographic of the people who drive it. It's not. It has nothing to do with race. It has all to do with the mindset. Most people that buy these Hellcats and these Scat Packs, their mindset on money just sucks, and they listen to these rap artists, and they feel like they have to be like a fucking rapper. And then their mentality on money sucks. They spend too much on a note, and they're just
Mhm.
one missed payment away from getting a repo. And the shit they listen to and the shit they consume themselves into is just for poor people. Like a lot, I've seen people
Yep.
say Hellcats are for poor people, and I agree, they are for poor people. You can say, what are you talking about? There's like a $60,000 to $100,000 car. If a poor person wants to get a Hellcat, they'll find a way to get their hands on one.
Yep. They'll find a way to get one. But now I'm starting to see them pop up in the repossession in the I'm seeing them pop up more on Facebook Marketplace for sale, which means you're running out of they're running out of they're running out of time with those payments. The repossession market's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. Like they I know that there's been car dealers talking about it, but from the bank side, the repossession and the car industry is just it's gonna hit a crumbling point, and we're probably gonna see it in after this summer because we still had over this right now people getting their tax returns. We have people making smart decisions with their money with cars, but I have a feeling the constant getting a new car every 2 years has ended. I think that's over and done with. I think now people are going to buy a car and never buy one again for 10, 10, 15 years, which
That's how it
honestly
should be, and that's why
they should.
Toyotas are good.
Yep. Well, if you notice, that's why Toyotas and Hondas are always in third world countries because they take very little to maintenance, and they last forever. And that's why you see like 1980s Toyotas in third world countries because they're just built to last, and that's the type of product that they want. But let me talk quickly about XRP. I know the case is still going sideways. Um, the case is going a little sideways right now. We're still waiting on Judge Torres's decision. It's not really delayed. It's still within parameters of acceptable case behavior. So we're going to get that resolution soon. But what's great is that there's a partnership being announced by XRP and XLM with the international banking system and protocols. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out because I think XRP is faster than XLM, but we'll have to see how that partnership plays out for both of them. Might be a good time to start stacking up on XLM on the side. Just maybe a little bit, like a 2 to 3% of your portfolio stake into XLM. I don't know, Cody. Have you heard that news?
No, I have not. Yeah, I have not heard that. Like XLM and XRP are going to be with the banks.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter, and it was from a representative of XRP that posted it. That put it up on Twitter. So let me see if I can find an article about it. Yep, someone already posted. Someone already did an article about it. Let me see when they posted. Put this up here. That's an old one. Yep, here we go. 22 hours ago. Okay, I found the article. I just saw it on there. I know that they announced something like about 3 years ago when I was doing my research a couple years ago about it. It's about in like the 2019 era, but yes, Ripple and Stellar are joining the IOTA's participation in iOS 222, and they're going to be working together in partnership with that. So we'll have to see how that plays out as they're building that network for everybody.
Yeah,
So
because Ripple's main focus is to be for enterprises, banks, and institutions. And if Ripple, wasn't winning them over, then pretty much XRP's network would just be a network, and their main purpose wouldn't be filled. We gotta see these big players get involved in XRP because that's what XRP was really made for.
let me take a look at XLM here. I'm gonna pull up XLM right over here. So it's right now it's sitting at 9 cents. It has a nice upward trajectory, but it looks like we'll probably hit that 9 cent resistance level because I haven't seen it above that in a while. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen it go above 10 cents. So it's prime for a comeback. If this partnership works out really favorable for them in the next 5 to 6 months, maybe even a couple years, we could see some positive price action on it. It looks like people are buying it because of that article right now. That might be what is causing it to maintain the 9 cent range. Because I do see quite a bit of sell, but the buy order screen is just kind of ticking along. So I don't know. I'm still very bullish on XRP as opposed to XLM. I just think XRP's been in the game too long and has more experience, and with their own private technology, they'll probably out succeed the market. But I mean, that's all I really got for today. Other than that, guys, the unemployment data is coming out on the this Wednesday as well, and that's going to how that comes out is going to greatly affect the decision of the Fed whether they're going to raise or not raise interest rates. However, I would fully anticipate that they're going to raise interest rates, and I think that labor report is going to still be too low for their comfortability. So they're probably going to do probably 0.5%, if not three quarters of a point raise to start to get unemployment to start rising. Because not a lot of people know. Because I know that most people are thinking like, isn't low unemployment good? But too low of unemployment, and we went over this yesterday on the stream, so you can definitely go back and take a look at at the replay on YouTube and Rumble. Um, but if you go back and you look at historical data, the best economies we had, the best markets we've had, have always been where we had a healthy 4 to 6% unemployment. Right now, as a country, we sit at about 2%, and that's not really feasible, and it puts too much sell and buy pressure on the dollar as people want more money to then buy more goods. So they need to start curbing that. And how they're going to do that is if they keep raising interest rates, companies will keep constricting their labor force, and that's how they perceive to do it. But I think the interest rate's at what, 5% right now. So I'm still expecting it to go up to 6 to 7, maybe even 8% in the coming years. But that's just me. I'm trying to plan for the worst.
Yeah, it's always good for that too. It's good to be in the middle. Don't be a doom and gloomer, but also don't, prepare for the worst too. Like I fully agree. 2% is not sustainable. If that's half of 4% unemployment, we need about 4 to 6% unemployment realistically, because that has always been historically, when our economy's healthy. And I just wish the economy would go back to the way it was in the '90s, especially the early '90s too. Like that would be a great time, but I don't know if we'll ever get to that. Who knows?
Well, yeah, who knows? Because like in the early '90s, we had a nice, healthy real estate reset where not just the average person kind of got suffered, but big real estate developers, corporations, things like that, they all suffered equally. Everybody suffered equally, and the government just let it happen. And it reset. The economy got back on its feet within a year. Everything just went about its day. But we also got to remember at that, like right after that collapse, we had the collapse of the Soviet Union. So, and that kind of left the United States as the only superpower in that decade for the rest of the decade. So we had an unprecedented boom, and that boom really lasted till about 2008.
Yep.
Like we were just nonstop going on an economic rise up. And unfortunately, with the 2008 crisis, they really should just let the banks fail. It would have hurt. It would have hurt. But if we let the banks fail and then work our way out of it, we would have been in a better position now. But instead, we kind of kicked the can, and now they kicked the can again. So we might not see that correction again for 20, 25 years. And right now, I'm telling you guys, we want to get into the position where, that's not going to hurt you. You don't want to have a lot of assets in things that are affected greatly by the economy. Well, you want to be, by the time that happens, be in a position where you just shrug your shoulders and say, okay, well, this is a very opportune buying opportunity. Because, like, if you guys thought we had an economic crash, you haven't seen nothing yet. Like, this was just a shrug off the shoulders. Like, COVID, the downturn that we had in the middle of last year till now, this is just shrug off the shoulders. Like I remember when gas prices were like $6, $7 a gallon. Like it was like $80 to fill up a Corolla back in the early 2000s as gas prices were starting to rise. I not say early 2000s. I think it was really like mid 2000s. So like we're far from that point, but we do have a lot of government intervention into the economy, which is really what's propping us up right now. But we also have that bubble going on in China, where a lot of their numbers are false reports. So unfortunately, I think they're going to experience a collapse that no one can save them from, because they have like the perfect scenario: too many elderly people in their population, not enough. Their population is vastly too male dominated. It's usually you want to like 48% male, 52% female population for long term longevity of the overall population. But right now they're one woman to every 75 men because of the one child policy back in the day. They're running out of food. Their terraforming projects did not work out well. So, and they rely on the US for all the extra food, and the US and China are not really on good terms at the moment. So, as soon as if they even thought about taking Taiwan and sanctions were levied, we would destroy that country in a matter of months. Not even months. I would say within probably 4 weeks, because they barely have enough energy and caloric generation to maintain their population. So it's a downward spiral for them. And I just don't see. I see that the money they borrowed to create all those empty apartment buildings and everything is going to come back and bite the whole world economy. So we better be ready for that because it's coming. So, but that's all I got to say. I know I'm a little doom and gloom here, but that's all I have to say. I gotta get back here, work on my businesses, and get things going. And got a lot of work to do for a Monday. So I
Today
can't
is my
be back.
Friday. I have work at about 10. I have to leave for work at about 10:30. So we're kind of on good timing. But yeah, just keep doing your research and understand that stick to your strategy is a good option. Don't listen to other people. Just do things based off of your knowledge and your research. Don't just do something just because a YouTuber and an influencer is saying it. Don't do something because we have bad news. Bad news is just bad news. It doesn't matter what article or what publisher makes it. Like, just keep doing your thing. I don't see this market ever disappearing. I just see us, going over adversities, because that's what the crypto market's doing. It's just overcoming adversity.
Exactly, and it's just one of those things you just gotta take with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Never invest in anything you don't understand, and of course, never invest more than the money you're comfortable losing. Don't invest your life savings into, I hope it 100x's. Do your due diligence. Take small, steady gains throughout the year, and you will be just as successful, if not more successful, than the person trying to look for that 100x. But if you guys want to, you can definitely take a look at our YouTube, our replays on YouTube and Rumble. We got a lot there. We have a lot of work that we have a lot of comments and everything. As you can see, we're running pretty much the same sentiment across the board. But we're gonna call it a day for this stream. I know it's shorter than our normal ones, but if you can like and subscribe to us on TikTok and YouTube, it really helps. We're getting close to our goals. Still far from our thousand subscriber goal on YouTube, but we really appreciate it if you do hop on and join and subscribe to us there. Thank you for your likes and follows on TikTok too. Really appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to help support the Patreon, lots of cool things coming to the Patreon, especially for just a $3 supporter package. You're getting pretty much all the exclusive interviews because I got two lined up, one in August, one in September. I'm gonna try and do like a 10 episode series, and then we'll start again next year with it the year after with it. But those will only be exclusive to Patreon members, so they'll be high net high net worth business individuals or people who started their own business, people I have met through my networking agencies, things like that. As well as you get our portfolio updates, our buy updates, our sell updates, kind of deal. Although Cody and I don't really do a lot of that, but we do. You get the first dibs on that, and then as well as you get the first dibs on any standalone videos that we drop. So there is one on the Patreon right now about XRD, and then of course we'll have a couple others coming on throughout the weeks, and they will post to YouTube in about a week and a half later. But with that said, thank you guys. Thank you for all your support. Really appreciate it. We'll be back here again tomorrow morning at 8:30 Central Time for another crypto morning chat. And I know we're probably going to blitz through that one too because my two Mondays and Tuesdays are very busy a lot of times. So we might actually start that one a little earlier to make sure that we can get everything fit into the schedule for you guys. But with that said, I know it's kind of a boring day. This is just what happens. We're kind of waiting for data to release and see how the market's going to respond, and we're trying to see how the economy is behaving. Although I anticipate that the the data coming out on Wednesday means we're probably going to need another rate increase. That's what I'm kind of anticipating and expecting. So without further ado, thank you guys. We're going to get going. Have a wonderful day. Respect the process. Never invest more than you're comfortable investing. Don't invest your life savings away. Make sure you only invest what you're comfortable losing. With that, guys, thank you guys. I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.